Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jackie, and today we're having another breakfast talk. I'm having some leftover lasagna. This is the second time I make this with rice noodles, and it's pretty good. Question: is it normal to like lettuce with your lasagna? I don't know if it's a thing, but when it comes to lasagna or pizza, I love having lettuce on the side. Not like a salad, just lettuce. There's ranch, I might dip it. I have ranch, but my preference is just plain lasagna. But my preference is plain lettuce on the side. Oh. Maybe because pizza and lasagna are both missing like a crunch. Who knows? Guys, the last 3 weeks have been a roller coaster. First week after her surgery, it was hard for me. I didn't know how much it took to have the house in order and to cook and to clean after every meal, and also be my wife's nurse, and also take care of our doggies. Not having any help from her really took everything out of me. I'm so happy that I was able to be there for her, of course, but I'm even happier that my mom came on the second week. She offered to come and help, and I couldn't be more thankful because honestly, it helped so much. It's okay to not be able to handle everything on your own. The Scorpio in me wanted to handle everything on my own, and I thought I had it under control until I started losing my mind. I'm so grateful that my mom came down. Her help was God sent because it made a big difference. It made a big difference, and I'm glad that we were able to take her even to a few places, even though Christina wasn't obviously fully recovered, but it was awesome having her here. One thing that happened though, after my mom left, she sent me some pictures. I hadn't been to the gym or worked out at home since my wife had surgery. I've worked out consistently for a while now, a couple years, that I realized there are moments or periods of time that you just don't feel like going to the gym. Sometimes your emotional exhaustion just takes over your whole body. So that's how I felt. I did not have the energy to go to the gym. I didn't have the energy to go to the gym, so I didn't. Comes the Saturday she left, that night I started getting pictures that she sent. I saw one of the videos. I saw one of the videos and it sent me on a spiral. I had not even realized that we were eating chips consistently. And when I saw those pictures, it's like a flash in your head, like, well, you've been eating like this and you haven't been going to the gym. And Sunday was a really bad day for me. I felt like I couldn't get out of it. And something that I always tell my wife is feel it, feel it, feel it. And sometimes I forget that I have to feel it. And I'm just like, I don't know how to snap out of it. I don't know how to snap out of it because it's been so long since I felt anything but confidence for myself. So it was a really low. I think the worst part of my wife recovering is that she has incisions right at the front of her chest. So therefore you can't hug properly. And she kept doing the best she could and telling me everything was going to be okay and that I just needed to feel it and that it's been a long time that I haven't felt something like this. So therefore it was going to hit me. I just felt disappointed. I'm not going to cry, but I might. I just felt really disappointed because I'm always very aware of what I'm feeding my body. In those 2 weeks, I wasn't. I was so tired that I wasn't even taking the time to calculate my food or to make sure I had enough protein. And that's another thing. I was eating junk, and I wasn't even meeting my protein intake. So it was just chaos. You know, the funny thing is that during my breakdown, I kept saying, people are going through worse, and you're crying about being fat. And in that moment, I realized how I bully myself, because sometimes this is the biggest issue we have. And it's because we have wounds inside that still need to be catered to and nurtured. But by saying those things to ourselves, it's so harmful, because you're gaslighting yourself out of an emotion. If that's what you're feeling, that's what you're feeling. It doesn't matter how small it is compared to other people. You're not other people. So I just want to remind you that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Trust me, we all go through the highs and lows. One thing that I'm consistently reminding myself of is that when you do fall and you feel like you're at your lowest in that moment, remember, you didn't fall back to square one. Say you're at level 15. You're going to restart the level. You're not going to go back to level 1, if that even makes sense. My mom was here. It was fun. We went down to Seattle. We went down to the Pike. Guys, if you come down to Seattle and you go down to the Pike, be aware of how much you spend. We almost spent $500 that day. That's a little insane. I'm glad that it was for independent craft makers. That helps. But again, be aware, because we were a little shocked. We were like, what the hell did we buy? We recently found out another thing. I feel like every time I say it, it just gets realer. Is that even a word? Every time I say it, I feel like it just becomes more real. But we just found out a couple weeks ago, I think, that she's going to Korea. Maybe October, maybe November. We're not sure yet. But it had to happen sometime, right? She's never been deployed. Thankfully, we love to spend time with each other, so sometimes it's really hard when we're not together. But I know that my wife hasn't been outside of the home she grew up in without me. And I have lived on my own for a while before I moved in with her and then moved out with her. So I feel like this would be a really discovering journey for her. And I think that's why it is a great opportunity for her, and I look forward to that. But I know that it's going to be hard. But I'm not somebody to stop something from happening because it's going to be hard. I feel like I like the challenge, so I know it's going to be fine. It's just different, and I'm gonna miss her. I had my herbalism class yesterday. It was beautiful. I had some great conversations with the residents. Once again, I was told to be a therapist. I think that I would rather be a life coach than a therapist, because I'm not going back to school. I feel like a lot of people now base your knowledge on a degree. I respect anyone that goes to school and does all the things. For me, I follow my intuition, and that's how I guide people. And when people tell me to be a therapist, that means I already have what it takes to help people. I don't need to go to school, and I feel like school is not for me. I love learning through life. I like learning through my experiences. That's why I feel like I'm very raw and very open with my experiences, because I'm not ashamed, and I think everyone should be open, because I feel like pride gets in the way of feeling like you can't mess up or you can't make mistakes. But that's just the ego. We have to understand that to get better, we have to fail and then get up. For instance, what happened this weekend with my weight, even though I felt that about myself, I understand that. In the video, my images of myself were distorted, but they were distorted because it needed to teach me something. It needed to show me and push me into another level of self-worth and self-love and self-confidence and all of those things. We never stop learning. We can all go through shitty situations, but it is up to you to alchemize that and change that into something better. I'm doing something really drastic today, that you'll see in the next video. So I feel like my nerves are a little high. It's a big change. I've wanted this for the last 3 months, so I'm finally doing it. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited. But I feel like I don't know how to control my nerves right now. And it's not even something scary, it's just something different. But I'm recording a video, so you'll see it next week. But yeah, guys, that was just a little catch up. I wanted to catch up. Breathe. If you haven't seen last week's episode, oh my god, why do I keep saying episode? If you haven't seen last week's video on my wife's surgery, go watch that. Stay tuned for next week's video. It's gonna be exciting. Thank you for watching. And just a little reminder, every day you get to choose again. Every day you get the chance to reinvent yourself. And remember, life is what you make it. Move your body, eat some healthy shit. If your body feels good, your mind will follow. Always be a beacon of what you want to receive. And if you woke up today hating any part of yourself, you have the power to change it. You have the power to change it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.